step aside for 30 seconds. Come on back. It's a coronation in the desert for the Red Raiders.
Together, we can save the planet from all those soulless.
Overton out of the timeout. No good. Taken away by Sannon. And an easy two for Josan Sannon. His first field goal, though, of the second half.
Tech has done a really good job making it tough for him and getting him out of his rhythm like we saw him in the first half.
And Elijah Hawkins. He cans the 12th three-pointer of the night for Texas Tech. It's already a program record number of threes for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They've chipped in with 12 more tonight, and another stellar, if not spectacular, night for JT Toppin. "25 points and 11 rebounds for JT Toppin to close out his campaign in his first season in the Big 12 with Texas Tech."
Once again, I'll reiterate, Rich, Big 12 Player of the Year. No other way you can go with that other than JT Toppin.
I think he put an exclamation point on that tonight. That one was blocked by Corbin Green. He's getting some burns. And Jack Francis grabs the rebound for Texas Tech. They still have Hawkins on the floor and Overton. The other three, seldom used. Check that, Kerwin Walton's still out there as well. Francis for three. You know the Red Raiders wanted that one. And Corbin Green draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Well, JT Toppin missed a handful of games early on in the season, the final 4 non-conference games before Big 12 play started. But once it started, he did not stop. Let's take a look at what the bracket looks like. It was going to be either K-State or TCU. And now it will be the Kansas State Wildcats who will play these Arizona State Sun Devils in the play-in game. And Texas Tech will have a chance to rest until the quarterfinals. A double bye for them. They're the number 2 seed, and they look as dangerous as everybody thinks they will be going into Kansas City and beyond. A 28-point win for number 9 Texas Tech. And they close out the Big 12 regular season campaign in impressive fashion. 85-57, the final score from Tempe. And handshakes and hugs all around for the Red Raiders. And another disappointing close to the game and the season for Arizona State. For everybody here on our ESPN crew, including my partner, King McClure, and my producer, Joe McCoy, I'm Rich Hollenberg, saying...
You are watching the Big 12 on ESPN. A Saturday night at the Marriott Center in Provo, Utah, the 20th and final game of the Big 12 regular season, and it proves to be one of the biggest rivalries in college sports. Senior night for BYU, and they're taking on the Utah Utes. Great to have you with us from the Marriott Center, along with... Been around town a couple of days here. People are juiced for this rematch.
Yeah, I've been in town, and it's everywhere I go. People are talking about this game. How do I get a ticket? Who's going to win? And I said, rivalry games, you always remember an in-state rivalry game for the rest of your life. And I know these players are going to go out there and give it their all.
Yeah, this Marriott Center is going to be packed to the gills tonight, close to 18,000 or maybe even a little more. So for BYU, they come in winning 7 in a row. They kept that winning streak alive. Of course, on Tuesday night, they had to go to Ames, Iowa. And what a game it turned out to be. BYU did have a chance to win it in regulation. Saunders with a shot as time expired. We went to overtime. It actually would go to 2 overtimes. Saunders with a bucket. They gave him a 4-point lead there. And then a little bit later, Saunders again, but this time getting some help from Kevin to clean it up. And it came down to a missed free throw, but Bob Chilovich with the prayer not answered, and a double overtime win for BYU, 88-85, and they come in with a 7-game winning streak. So BYU is locked into the 4 seed in the Big 12 tournament, which commences on Tuesday in Kansas City. Utah, if they can get a win, they can move up to the 9 seed in Kansas City. If not, they will be the 11. The Utes definitely playing on the first day, though, Tuesday in KC. Well, Richie Saunders right now, he's about the hottest player on the hottest team in the Big 12.
Yeah, Mark, I got a man crush on Richie Saunders. I got to get a headband just like his. But this guy plays with energy, plays with passion. He leaves everything on the line. He can do it from the inside. He's fearless in attacking the basket, but he's also got a pretty stroke from behind the arc.
He had 16 points in the first meeting, which was won by Utah by a point in overtime. The rematch, opening tip straight ahead.
It's time to get one of America's premier tournaments underway.
This is Champ Week.
Hungry dogs fight harder this time of the year. Saunders! Oh my goodness! Wow! Do you believe? The passion is incredible. This is as March as it gets.
Champ Week continues through March 16th on ESPN and ESPN+.
It's happening again. Bracket brain. Rounds, regions, and seeds, all that you can see? Bracket brain. Tournament sites appearing at every turn? That's bracket brain. There's only one thing to do when bracket brain hits us all. Tap into the #1 bracket game and play ESPN Tournament Challenge.
A tough ticket to get, no question about it here for this Big 12 regular season finale in Provo between Utah and 23rd ranked BYU. Well, I mentioned Richie Saunders, how hot he has been playing for Utah to pull off an upset on the road. Our 5th-year senior Gabe Madsen has to be a big part of that.
Yeah, Gabe Madsen, this kid is absolutely on fire from behind the arc. He is leading the Big 12 in 3-point field goals made this season. #1 marksman from deep. And Richie Saunders, what can you say about this kid? In the Big 12, he is absolutely tearing up. He shoots a high percentage from the field, and he can stroke it from the outside.
Well, they call Utah the Beehive State. They call it that because Utah residents work together to support each other. Well, for the next couple hours in the Marriott Center, we're going to push the pause button on that because it's time for the 266th meeting between the Utes and the Cougars.
Yeah, and I love how close it is. I mean, like, only 3 games separating these two teams in over 265 matchups. So you know this one's going to go right down to the wire. Everyone's going to be playing a full 40 minutes. This place is going to be rocking and rolling.
BYU in the blue, Utah in the red. It's the Cougars with the game's first possession. Nell gets the first shot off the left side and a rebound for Asar.
I like that one by Coach Young, drawing it up for his senior to take the first triple. This is what Utah wants to do. They want to get up plenty of shots. They want to run. They want the up-tempo game tonight. They want to see this, like the scoreboard up for over 80 points.
Mike Sharbat's looking for Lovering down low. He's doubled. Jake Wallin. Well defended by Nell. Then the pass for Asar. He's able to save it in the corner. Shot clock, he's got to put it up. Got it off in time, and it did not hit the rim. And a shot clock violation, so Utah turns it over on their first possession.
How about that suffering defense there by BYU? Absolutely nothing inside.
There's your BU starting five. No big changes there. Nell and Mag, two of the four seniors that were honored about 15 minutes ago for their senior day, along with Trey Stewart and Fus Traore. And there is Moet Mag.
Something to watch at a BYU. They were real sloppy with the ball at Iowa State. They turned it over 4 times in their first 5 possessions. Almost turned it over there.
Dimmitt, 16-footer splash.
This little freshman is really coming on over his last 6 games. He is playing with a ton of confidence. I love that on-balance, mid-range jump shot. See that first one go through the net.
Sharp jumps with the dribble. Here's Madsen, down to 5. Gabe Madsen, tough shot, rattles in and out, tipped around by Lovering, and Saunders comes away with it. He's got Dimmitt on the near side. Saunders wants to take it himself, runs into Asar, and Ezra Asar in disbelief. He's going to get the foul. And season number 1 for Kevin Young as the head coach here at BYU. The team that was picked in the preseason by the coaches to finish 9th, they're going to finish 4th.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job in his first year. Already established his cultures, taking roots. Some of the guys I was sitting at having dinner last night, they called it KYU, Kevin Young University. They love what he's doing here in Provo.
Dimmitt taking it with the left hand.
I'm telling you, Mark, we're watching this kid grow up right before our eyes. I see what the NBA scouts love about this young man.
Deflection on the pass. It is going to stay with the Utes. Well, 3 or 4 games ago, Craig Smith, who was in his 4th season, let go. Josh Eilert, who was the interim head coach all season last year for West Virginia, has been the interim head coach since February 24th and will finish out the year.
You know, I got a chance to get to practice yesterday. I watched this BYU Cougar team practice. Oh, what a drive by Asar to the bucket. Power, strength, and concentration to finish at the rim.
They're going to count that?
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. They're not counting that. It looked like he was in the act of shooting that, but they're going to say baseline out of bounds.
So they called a shot, or I should say foul on the floor. And Asar had a massive game against BYU in the first meeting. Put up by Madsen, just a little bit short. Wallin gets the offensive rebound.
Yeah, one of their best rebounders on the squad. A kid is tenacious. Over 5 rebounds a game.
Sharpjob's able to get down low and while falling down, kiss it in for the first bucket of the night for the Utes.
Oh, Slim Mike. You know, this kid doesn't look like he'd have the power to finish inside. He's got thin arms and thin legs, but he's fearless at taking that ball in amongst the trees.
He's 6'9", 195. Saunders off the mark with that 3. Here's Asar driving, lost the handle, able to get it back on dribble, lost it again and gets fouled going up. Well, he's going to say foul on the floor again.
One thing Asar does better than most anybody in the league is get to that free throw line. He's shot more free throws than anybody in the Big 12, but he's having a tough time getting to the line on those last 2 possessions. Look like active shooting to me, but he's having a little conversation with the referee like, are you kidding me? I was going up with that basketball.
It was Justin Shammy and part of the officiating crew, and that's 2 now. Asar probably thinks he should have been shooting free throws. Mentioned the big game he had in the win over BYU. He had 26 points. He was 11 of 15 from the field. Wallin.
Well, it's a little cold from the outside, but you love that extra pass, and then you got a wide open shooter. And yeah, this crowd is loud. It might take 5-7 minutes before Utah can settle down. That was a loud shot underneath on the reverse.
Tried to reverse it. Trevin Nell flipped it all the way over the bucket. Here he is again. Mike knocks it down. Sharp jumps. And that's going to give Utah the lead. We get a whistle here. Did Utah call the timeout, or is there an issue? Oh, it's a Sarr, who is down over by the Utah bench.
He's on his feet, but now he's up. Oh no, is he going back to the locker room? Yeah, he's limping back to the locker room. Maybe a lower body injury.
Well, that is a huge loss for Utah. We'll see when and if he's able to come back. Let's take another look at this.
Look over there in the upper corner there. A couple players get tangled. Oh no. It slammed into the outside of his leg. Your knee just does not move that direction, and hopefully it's just a stinger and he'll take some time in the locker room and come back after maybe an ice bag or something, but that does not look good.
And Trevin Nell rolled right into him. So if we get word on a Sarr, we will pass it along. We're just about 4 minutes into the game. Sarr jumps, wants to get it towards the rim. Instead, Lovering flips it back. Wallin. Dawes has checked in. Keanu Dawes with a Sarr back in the locker room. 3 to shoot. Madsen slipping a little bit, just fires it up. Offensive board. Dawes fouled. Madsen didn't get a great shot off, but they are going to get a foul on Saunders, and that's number 2 on Richie.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Hey, I'm Daniel, one of the founders of Ridge. My dad and I realized that most wallets are falling apart, stuffed to the max, and barely fit in your back pocket.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Senior night just prior to the game for seniors. Boyd Mag, Trey Stewart, well, there's Trevin Nell and Usini Traore. There's Trevin. All four honored just prior to the game on senior nights in Provo. There's Foose. Always emotional on senior nights.
It's big. You always want to go out and make sure you send those seniors off with a victory in their last home game.
This Richie Saunders has attempted one shot, a missed three, 2 personal fouls. So you have Asar for the Utes, who's gone out with an injury at this point, and Saunders now with 2 personals. So bit of a speed bump for each team here early in the game.
Yeah, it's not only that, their teams are struggling a little bit offensively here. Obviously, the high emotions, a lot of nerve. Senior night generally will throw off the rhythm and the timing and of the home team when they have to do that. Just 2 of 6 shooting right now for both squads, but it's been Utah's ability to get on that glass. Got a couple offensive boards, thus they got the lead right now.
Keanu Dawes, 73% free throw shooter, hits the first as we come out of the timeout. Dawes knocks down both, and after BYU scored the game's first 4 points, Utah has scored the next 7. Turning, shooting, they got Boscovich in the game early.
Yeah, he comes in for Richie Saunders, and he said, I'll play the part of Richie Saunders here. Got himself right to those numbers and Roman numerals, rather, and knocked down a shot from the paint.
Milo Boscovich, that's out of bounds, staying with Utah. Well, there's Boscovich, who's 6'10". Traore's now going to check in for Keita.
I love this one right here because, you know, when you're struggling to score, you got to get a high percentage shot. You can't outside shooting them long shots. You got to take it into the heart of the defense. It showed some real moxie right there and knocked one down.
And ended a 7-0 run for Utah.
Yeah, Coach Young, he'll play a lot of guys. He'll say, I'll play 11 dudes, and he comes back with Hall and Traore here. After that little stoppage of play.
Sharjop's just short with a shot. Rolene almost had the offensive rebound again, but here come the Cougars. Dawson Baker now in the game for BYU. This is Dallin Hall, number 30. Dallin in the lane. Handoff, and Traore lays it in.
Well, the willingness to pass this basketball team, they share the ball. They love playing with one another, and I love that interior passing. And well, Traore does what he does. He shoots over 60% from the field, and he had the easiest one he might get all night.
You saw a quick look at his numbers in the first meeting with Utah. He came off the bench, had 16.6 rebounds in the first meeting this year. Now he gets a rebound here.
Oh, impressive. I tell you what, cleaning the glass and scoring inside.
Baker, a little off balance, but a foul there. That's going to be Walleen, who picks up the foul on a push.
Well, you want to get some points on the board, you go inside, and now twice these last 2 possessions, they have gone inside to their bigs, and they are eating up the Utah Utes in the interior.
BYU 4 for their first 8 from the field. Utah 2 for 8. Asar, by the way, has come to the scorers table. Check back in for Utah. Very good news for the Utes. Well, tomorrow, Championship Sunday for the ladies, and the women's game day crew will be at Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina, noon Eastern, to get you ready for all 6 title games tomorrow, including 3 of them on ESPN. At the ACC Championship, Duke, NC State. SEC follows that. Top 2 seeds, Texas, South Carolina, and then the top 2 seeds in the Big 12. Baylor, TCU, big day tomorrow on the women's side. And Asar has come back in the game, but BYU right now on a 6-0 run. He's taking a 3-point lead. Loose ball taken away by Dallin Hall.
I think it was Boscovich that clamped down on that interior pass.
Boscovich
diving on the floor for balls.
He keeps the possession alive for the Cougars.
High energy off of that bench. I mentioned their practice yesterday was the most spirited practice I had ever attended.
Stewart's in the game, and the senior a little long, but Traore, offensive rebound, can't finish it. with a second opportunity.
Traore's so good on the glass. Once on the defensive end, that time he worked himself to the far side of the basket where those long shots produce long rebounds.
Sarr trying to get to the rim. That was denied.
Sarr's like, what do I got to do to get to the foul line? Get a lot of body contact.
What a move by Baker. Made a late switch to the offside and just couldn't finish it.
I love this. Both teams going inside that blue paint trying to get buckets. This is Big 12 basketball right here.
It is, man. Sarr, they look to trap him. Sharp job sets before he shoots. He had a little indecision and shuffled the feet. That's a travel.
Well, you go back inside one more time, and we got big Traore, 265 pounds of muscle to deal with, and he gets two hands up there, and just like a volleyball player protecting at the net, sends the Sarr packing.
Traore got credit for the block. Traore. Caleb Lohner, who started his career at BYU, called for the foul.
Yeah, Lohner's a big, strong dude. He joined the team kind of late this year because he was playing football, and it looks like he could bench press, well, me. And he just got a little too physical down there on the block with Traore.
Well, Saunders is on the bench with 2 fouls. He picked his second one up just a little over 3 minutes into the game. Boscovich. Traore had it for a moment. And it looked like as he brought it down, it went off a Utes shoulder, but they're going to say it is Utah ball.
Yeah, he's on that glass. He almost had 10 fingers on that. If he could have got 10 fingers on it as strong as his hands are, he would have clamped it and secured it. But the Utah team, they're scrapping right now. He knocked it out of his hand at the last minute.
Utes need to find some production shooting. They're 2 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 3-point shooting.
Yeah, look at BYU's gone to a little zone here after that in this next possession.
Dawes, one dribble, couldn't flush it. Hall underneath Stewart. Boscovich, 3. Traore stripped.
Traore's got to stop bringing that ball down. He's doing a great job on the glass, but every time he exposes that ball, someone in red shirt rips it away from him.
Miro Little was the one who stripped it away. Here's Little with the ball. Sarr manned up on Baker, faces up, help from Boscovich. Dawes stumbles through some contact from Stewart. And we get a foul. Stewart still down, now getting help to his feet. 10-7, BYU out to the early lead in Provo.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I'm hand stuffing this mozzarella to make our epic stuffed crust pizza.
Epic.
Epic. Hey. We're making you an epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil VapoCool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
Turn his TV off, turn his TV off, turn his TV off, turn his TV off.
My mother told me, don't forget to pray, 'cause there'll be hard times. Hard times, oh yeah, yeah. Well, I soon found out just what she meant.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Oh, weeding is the worst. But now, there's Spruce. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
It's happening again. Bracket brain. Tournament sites appearing at every turn? That's bracket brain. When bracket brain hits, tap into the #1 bracket game and play ESPN Tournament Challenge.
Well, these teams played a thriller in Salt Lake January 18th. 9 seconds of regulation. Fus Traore ties it at 64. Utes had a chance for the win at the buzzer. Ezra Asar. That doesn't fall. It goes to overtime. And with 2 minutes left in OT, Utah's Hunter Erickson, who started his career with BYU, three-pointer ties it at 70. And they would go on to win it 73-72 in overtime. Erickson had the last 6 points in that game to win it.
And that's why these rivalry games are supposed to be played, right? Uh-oh, turned it over again. They're supposed to come right down to the wire. You can throw the records out today. This one's going to be one of these battles where it's going to be back and forth all night long.
That's 4 turnovers now for Utah. Just 1 BYU turnover at this juncture.
A little too much by Lohner there. He doesn't have the foot speed to stay in front of the offensive player with the ball out that far, so he uses his hands to grab, and that's going to be called every time. He plays tight end on the football team. I wouldn't want to try to tackle him coming across the middle. He's got some guns on him.
Baker gets in the lane, floats it up and scores.
Oh, they like that little curl down there. Use the big body. Traore, curl around him right into the middle. Little push shot in the paint.
8-0 run for BYU, and it's been almost 5 minutes since Utah has scored. Asar trying to get by Boscovich. Missed. Tip got his own. Missed to tip it back up and in.
Boy, he gets off the floor real quick, real easy, doesn't he? Got that body contact. Still can't get a whistle initially, but he stays right with the play and ends that 8-0 run.
Boscovich, 3. Ooh, an aggressive rebound by Lohner, who had Traore there on his hip.
Yeah, he put Traore on his back and said, get out of my way, as he tries to power to the basket, but he lost it.
And it's BYU ball.
Oh, one official said Utah ball, the other said BYU ball. Now they're going to talk about it.
Let's say Utah. Ray Natili's going to overrule Darren White.
Yeah, the 17,000 officials in here don't like that call.
By the way, if you think that even though Utah's only about a 45-minute drive away, yeah, that obviously was off Lohner. That was not touched by BYU.
Yeah, they showed the replay in the house, and this place erupted with their displeasure.
They get the steal nonetheless. In transition, Baker 3, no. And what I was going to say, even though Utah's only about a 45-minute drive away in Salt Lake City, I can count about 10 red shirts here. There are not many, and the few that are here will cheer that.
Well, when you need to come into 8-0 run, you put the ball in the hands of your best player, and you tell them to give it all gas, no brakes. The last 2 possessions, this young man has put his head down and got to get right to the heart of that BYU Cougars defense, and he has come out smelling like roses when he gets to the basket. 4 points in the paint.
And I think
he's got a chance to tie this one up. Did he get a foul on that too?
He did indeed. There may be some extracurricular here. Our officiating crew. See if they assigned a technical here, what the situation is. Ray Natili, Justin Shamian, Darren White, our 3-man crew. Yeah, they did assign a technical.
To which side?
To BYU.
Oh. Oh, maybe a little after the fact. He bounced the ball down, and sometimes when you bounce it and you catch it, no big deal. But if you bounce it and it gets away from you, it looks like you're showing up the official, and they don't like that at all.
Erickson misses the second. Oh, that was Stewart. Yep.
Oh, he didn't even try to catch it. He slammed it off the floor, and it went up higher than the backboard. And the official on the weak side was watching him the whole time and ring him up.
Yeah, Justin Shamian, the official on that side, called the technical. So now we have the free throws here. The free throw to try to complete a three-point play for Asar, which was the final play for the technical, and he does just that.
Well, this kid has been an absolute tear. We talked about him getting the free throw line most of any player in the Big 12. But I didn't mention in his last 7 games, he's shooting over 80% from the line.
Closely guarded, Little going to pick up the foul.
Well, Little was out here mugging him, and I don't understand why Little thought the call was going to go the opposite way, but that is the 5th team foul now on Utah, and we just under 10 minutes to play, and BYU's got 6, so we're going to be shooting a lot of free throws here the rest of this half if these guys keep fouling at this rate. You know, Richie Saunders back out there with those 2 fouls.
Yep, Saunders back out, shoots his second 3 of the game. Only a second shot, batted around, and it's Little that has the rebound for Utah.
Well, I like to see Richie Saunders take the ball to the basket, get himself going, try to get himself to the free throw line.
Moline, pocket pass, Lovering off the left side.
Yeah, Lovering trying to get a little too cute with that, maybe a little too fast. Power that ball to the basket, young man. I know he doesn't like to shoot free throws, so he shoots under 40%, but he's still got to take it to the rack.
Mag, his first shot of the game, a miss. 1-point lead in the ball for the Utes. A little past the midway point of the first half. Deflected by Hall, almost taken away. Little lines up a 3. Good.
Well, after that mad scramble for the ball, Erickson spots Little on that right side, and he just gave him a fantastic pass, hitting right in his shooting pocket. Little was free to fire. Nobody within 5 feet of him.
And now Utah is the team that's gone on a run. A 9-0 run in less than the last 2 minutes. Meanwhile, the Cougars have missed their last 4 from the field, make that 5. And are just 1 for their last 11.
Yeah, both bigs getting the ball in good position, but they're just rushing their shot. Look at Lovering posting down deep.
Lovering. And a back down Traore. That's a tough chore.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Little, crossover dribble. And travel.
I love this pass here by Erickson. You get your shooter out there on the right wing, and nothing between Little and the basket. He gets a clean look at the front of the rim and knocks it down.
I don't think we're surprised at all that Cougar head coach Kevin Young elected to put Saunders back in the game with 2 fouls because the offense has definitely been a bit stagnant.
Yeah, they had the couple plays inside, and after that it was nothing. Yeah, that was like the end of the 8-0 run, and you're right. Utah in this 9-0 run, they got to get Saunders going.
Dimon short with a 3. Rebound Matson.
Well, Dimon's already hit 1 3 tonight. But I think, like I say, when you're trying to end a run, you've got to attack the basket. Can't shoot more 3s.
Lovering. Offensive board. Asar. This time we'll get to go to the line to shoot 2. BYU is 0 for 10 from beyond the arc tonight. That is very unlike them.
Well, I love this kid right here. His first step is so explosive, takes it right to the back, and then this young freshman. How about him? Tacking that rack for 2.
Together, we can save the planet from all those soulless, self-driving sleep pods everyone else keeps polluting our streets with!
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
I recently helped a couple buy their dream home even before selling their current one. HomeLight's Buy Before You Sell program was a game changer. They were able to buy and sell on their own schedule. It was so easy and they were thrilled.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
NyQuil Vapor Cool?
It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks Vapors.
NyQuil Vapor Cool, the vaporizing nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old school pills. Connect with a medical provider at ro.co/sparks.
We live for the NWSL on ESPN. Facts. For the trend spins and the self shrugs. For fandom so fierce you can feel it. And we are here for it. The NWSL on ESPN. Season starts March 15th.
You see, tall fungus is not just an embarrassing cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even small spots can spread and get worse. Drugstore remedies and prescriptions just don't get to the root cause of your fungus. That's why this simple 2-minute hack has gone viral. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. It works by deeply penetrating and disrupting the cellular structure of the fungus. Thousands are literally wiping their fungus clean and showing off their toes again. And now you can try it totally risk-free. Go to crystalflush.com.
If you're an executive, this shirt is a must-have in your closet.
I was tired of floppy collars and shirts with sweat stains, so I got this shirt I saw on TV, and now I don't have to worry about any of that. I got it shipped in no time, and I switched from regular polos to this immediately. The brand is called Collars & Co. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top has a firm collar on it. I got rid of so many problems by upgrading to this. No dry cleaning needed anymore, and I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collar stays stiff all day. Get 20% off using code TV at collarsandco.com.
One of the old conferences for the Cougars, the West Coast Conference, the Mids Championship. Take a peek at the seeding. Entering tonight, you got St. Mary's and Gonzaga, the top 2 seeds. St. Mary's winning the regular season. Santa Clara, San Francisco in the quarters. And Pepperdine, Oregon State, Loyola Marymount, Washington State playing in that third round as well.
Yeah, I love Coach Few this time of the year. He gets those Zags rocking and rolling in March, so don't sleep on the Zags.
Well, Utah's turned the ball over 7 times. BYU only 1 turnover, but Utah has been able to navigate the early part of this game. They lead it by 4. Saunders picked up 2 fouls for BYU inside the first 4 minutes. Has been playing with 2 fouls. Asar, 5 points, 5 rebounds as he steps to the line after the timeout.
Well, you made a great point. BYU outside of Denman, none of their starters have even scored. It's been the 8 bench points that have kept them close. So a nice bump off the bench. They had 33 bench points at Iowa State. Hall had 22 of those.
As you mentioned, 8 of the 12 points for BYU scored by the bench. The other 4 that have been scored all by Denman. The other 4 starters have not scored yet. And by the way, BYU has 1 turnover so far in this game after somehow winning with 29 turnovers in Ames the other night.
Unbelievable. That's Coach Young. You ever seen that on a stat sheet before? A team with 29 turnovers win? He goes, no, and I don't want to see it tonight.
Saunders looking for his first bucket and gets it. An opportunity for a 3-point play. Another starter heard from.
I wanted to say, coming out of that timeout, if you're going to have Richie Saunders on the floor offensively with 2 fouls, you better run a play for him. And they curl him all underneath the basket. They set a couple screens along the baseline for him. And then he catches the defense in kind of recovery mode. Everyone wants to run him off of his outside shot, but he's so good at putting the ball on the floor and taking it to the basket in the 3-point play. And boy, this is going to be one of those things that's going to be a ebb and flow all night long. We got ourselves a 1-possession game.
Asar finds Gabe Manson, his 3 off the left side. Asar, the offensive rebound, put back, goes.
Asar is doing all kind of damage to the Cougars by getting on that offensive glass, getting in that painted area.
Quick 3, missed by Trevin Nell. Manson able to get the loose ball. They got a 5-on-4 here. Mag slow getting back to the play as he fell down. Now he's back in. Under 7 minutes to go first half. Asar spins. Keba Keita, former Utah player right there. They're going to call the walk.
And Gabe McCain says, yeah, I'm ready for that spin move. I've seen that a few times before. The former Utah Ute was all over that defensively. I like this one right here because he knows he's coming back to that baseline. He never bites on that initial push to the center of the floor.
You saw after that first bump, Asar kind of looked at the official. In reality, Utah, there's been 3 or 4 calls where they thought they had shooting fouls that were not called shooting fouls.
Well, listen, this is the Big 12. This is the black and blue Big 12. I like that they don't call that ticky-tack stuff, but you're right. There's been some major contact underneath, and there's Keita doing what he does best. 9 offensive rebounds against Iowa State. He was the unsung hero by cleaning up the glass. Weird.
And that has gotten this crowd into it in Provo. Lovering shooting over Dimmitt, cannot get it to fall, but they forgot about number 2, Ezra Asar.
Asar has got bunnies, and he is hitting the Cougars upside the head with a bag of the nickels with all these offensive rebounds and points in the paint.
Asar has 10 of Utah's 21 points. That rolls out of bounds. Utes ball.
Yeah, I think Mag kicked that out of bounds. He tried to put it on the floor on that drive to the basket. It went off his size 17 Nikes and right along the baseline. I'm going to let this one more time. Asar. I watched him do that in the shoot-around. I just thought, it's early in the afternoon, and he's getting up like the rim is 9 feet.
Lovering finds, draws, couldn't finish the thrust for a second time tonight.
Did Keita block his two-hand jam?
He got the hand up there. Puts it up, Mag, tip Keita. Fowler calling on the floor.
Well, I love the fact that the officials are letting these guys bang bodies, big, strong young man, and it is getting rough and tough inside. That is the second two-hand block that Keita has gotten, and Lovering, he comes over and gets a piece out of it, but nobody gets his guy who was Keita off the glass, and he gets hammered as he's going up for it. I hope these officials continue to let them play. I don't want to see the game get out of hand, but it's hard for a player to make adjustments. All of a sudden they start calling ticky-tack fouls because the game's getting too physical. Make that adjustment in the second half. Let them finish the half this way.
So they said foul on the floor, so it was a 1-and-1 after the 17th foul. They get an offensive board. By the way, that shot from the backboard on that block by Keita, wow, what a look. Man, that was some strength. Mel, and he got in a bad spot. Saunders, too, got to put it up. Did not hit backboard in a shot clock violation.
Well, once BYU, Saunders is limping badly, and he's calling for somebody to come get him a sub. Maybe a lower body injury, and we've seen great defense being played both times. Once by Utah, once by BYU, where we had 24-second shot clock, 30-second shot clock violations. This is not the NBA.
Yeah. So Boscovich does come in for Saunders. Just a little over 5 minutes to play in the first half from Provo. BYU led by as many as 5 early. Utah's led by as many as 5. That's it off the mark.
Yeah, Manson's not been able to go, but that's his shot. They make sure they get a hand in his face. He loves shooting that one-legged Dirk Nowitzki type shot.
Chris Din.
Is that Dinning again?
That's the man. He's got 6.
This little young freshman is playing with a ton of confidence.
They've got numbers here. Nell, Boscovich in transition, BYU.
Look at the big fella use his wheels and run the court. This place is going bananas.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Last 2 trips down the floor, positive for the BYU offense, which had been a bit stagnant here in the first half.
Yeah, I love that high screen at the point of the tag. That young freshman did he just goes right to the rack. And then they say, well, I'm not going to set the screen this time. I'm going to rumble right down the middle of the floor and get myself a bucket. He absolutely loves it. And this crowd, just everybody on their feet, responding to the energy and the passion in which the Cougars have played these last 4 minutes.
Let's see if Utah can respond. Sharmvon very fortunate. It wasn't over and back. He was able to save it. They hit a 3 from the corner. Not exactly how you draw it up.
He was trying to throw it off of one of the BYU players and ends up in his teammate's hand after he kind of gets a hockey assist for that, doesn't he?
And Wally gets a 3. Mag trying to answer from the right corner, but cannot. Here's Molina, who hit the 3 the last time down the floor. Shar jumps. 3 while lead from the right corner this time off the heel. Levering keeps it alive. Shar jumps. Blind pass down low, but Dawes can't handle it. It's out of bounds to the Cougars. We get to the under 4 timeout in this first half for Provo. It's the Utes by 3.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I'm hand stuffing this mozzarella to make our epic stuffed crust pizza. Epic. Epic. Hey. We're making you an epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Top line?
This is a quality, comprehensive exam.
Come again?
You asked me to top line it for you.
Okay. Bottom line?
Well, the bottom line is, this is an amazing value. What? Get 2 pairs of progressives and an eye exam starting at just $159.95 at America's Best.
Darling, you're the one for me. Give me all your love.
Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
Low pressure warning? Introducing Pocket Air by Bullseye, the compact compressor that goes anywhere to fill it up with air. Pocket Air includes a rechargeable battery, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It puts the power of a full-size air compressor in your pocket. That's enough power to take this car tire from flat to filled, and the whole family's bike tires in no time. Simply set it and let it inflate, completely hands-free. With an ultra-bright LED light and a large display screen, it's safe to use even at night. Call or go online now and get the complete Pocket Air system for just $59.99. It comes with the carry case and a 90-day money-back guarantee. And for a limited time, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. You get it all at incredible value. Order now.
Call 1-800-346-1375. That's 1-800-346-1375 or go online to buypocketair.com. That's 1-800-346-1375 or go to buypocketair.com.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Utah's Ezra Asar had 26 points against BYU in the meeting in January. A scare early as Trevin Nell rolls into his leg. He had to leave the game. That's only a few minutes into this game. But he was able to come back, and boy, that has been a big help for the Utes because he's flirting with a first half double-double.
Yeah, he went out of the game. He hadn't had a point, but he came back in attack mode. This kid has been absolutely aggressive. Everything inside, getting on that offensive glass. He's got 7 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass. He's 4 or 6 from the field for 10 points. Look at the rest of the team. Just 14 points on 4 of 19 shooting. So he's a big reason why he's got his squad out in front.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, 10.7 rebounds. BYU has committed, 6 fouls in this game, 7 fouls. 4 of them, they have fouled Asar.
Yeah, that's why that kid, you can say, he shoots more free throws than anybody in the Big 12 because he's the aggressive player. The officials will award the player that is the more aggressive one, especially when you got the basketball.
Timmons had a hot first half, just a hair long on that jumper from the right side.
A little surprised that BYU didn't try to go back inside, come out of timeout right there. Richie Saunders is up, and he's about to check back into this game.
Lovering, back cut, Dawes. That's the 3rd time Dawes has been trying to flush one home, but that time he does get fouled and will go to the line.
Yeah, this kid, I like the way he attacks that rack. He shoots 61% from the field because he makes plays like this, moving without the ball. I love that right there. But he's got to go to the line now and calmly make a couple free throws. He's been denied several opportunities to get to that free throw line. He's a 70% shooter. Let's see if he can get this first one down.
He does indeed. He's now 3 of 3 from the line tonight.
Yeah, I made a mistake. That's right. He had been to the line earlier in this game, so perfect. It's not easy to shoot into that all that blue. So they're making some noise behind the basket with those noisemakers that they got.
By the way, you got Mason Manson in the game. Twin brother Gabe on the bench right now. He's 0 for 5 from the field. All of those 3-point shots here in the first half. And the free throws make it a 5-point lead for the Utes as we come up on the 3-minute mark. Hall off the Traore screen. Boscovich, kick, open look Baker.
That's what BYU does. They spread you out with that middle penetration. You suck out of the corners, and they find those shooters in those deep corners. They make more corner threes than just about anybody in the Big 12.
BYU had missed their first 13 3-point attempts of the game. On shot 14, they get a 3 from Baker.
Well, I love that one right there because Boscovich puts, like I said, you put a lot of pressure if you can get that ball below the free throw line, certainly into that painted area. And when that Utah defense shrinks in, leaves the corner shooter wide open.
Now, BYU's 37% from beyond the arc on the season, and they missed their first 13 threes to start the game. That is crazy unusual.
Senior night. It always throws you off offensively, and it certainly has tonight for BYU. Just a little something different, a lot more emotions. It throws off your rhythm and your timing when the coaches talk to you and when you maybe go take your bathroom break prior to taking the court. Everything gets discombobulated, but this is what BYU did on the road. They started extremely slow. They made a run to end the half, and they took the momentum coming in the locker room.
Wide open look for Boscovich, and that's back-to-back made threes for BYU, and the Cougars have reclaimed the lead.
Who is this guy, Boscovich? He is having a fantastic game. He averages less than 2 points on the season, and he's out here being a running Rebels killer tonight.
Pass over the top, dangerous, knocked away. BYU just took their first lead since they were up 12-11. They look to add to it. Up 1 with under 2 minutes to go in the half. And a travel. Boscovich gave a little finger wag to our official Darren White after that call.
Well, go back to this triple. Great pass by Richie Saunders. He gets him right where he needs to catch it. No hesitation. Didn't think about it. Something that they were just working on, sharing that basketball in practice yesterday. And obviously, I love when hard-working dudes get to see them, all that hard work pay off in the game. Where would they be without Boscovich here in this first half? Because Richie Saunders, he can't get off the launch pad.
Gabe Manson has taken the spot of his brother Mason. Here is Gabe. Can he hit on try number 6? Yes! Missed his first 5 3-point shots and connects there. And our 5th lead change in the first half. Warner comes skying in for the rebound for the Utes.
I'm a little surprised Richie Saunders still in his basketball game with 1:20 to go. I would have thought he would try to get him out of this game, make sure he doesn't get his 3rd personal foul here in this first half. In fact, yeah, nails up to get Saunders out of this game. Next hit ball.
Madsen, 8 to shoot. Shar jumps, pull up, tried to kiss it in. A Traore rebound. Under a minute to go. foul. Free throws coming for Baker.
But they're going to call that one on the floor, so it's going to be the 1-and-1 variety. It wasn't a two-shot foul. These referees real stingy about giving out two-shot fouls on both ends. And about 3 BYU players about to check in. Lovering's about to check in. And these coaches, they're coaching hard with these substitutions, running a lot of guys in and out of here, offensive, defensive type substitutions, getting them their best opportunity to try to get a stop or get a score.
By the way, that Utah foul on Lohner, Caleb's third, so he comes out of the game.
Yeah, they got Richie Saunders out of there for this defensive stop here, and I'm sure if they get the ball back, they got to use it or lose a timeout. They'll probably call that and getting back in the game on offensive possession.
Baker hits the front end. Tomorrow afternoon's NBA Sunday Showcase doubleheader on ABC. Starts with the 2 leading candidates for MVP going head-to-head. SGA, the Western Conference leading Thunder, hosting Jokic and the Nuggets at 1 Eastern. Jokic, a 30-20-20 guy now, apparently. Then KD, Devin Booker, and the Suns in Dallas to take on the Mavs. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown. 12:30, you see BYU great Danny Ainge in attendance again tonight here in Provo.
Yeah, I'm sure he's out here scouting and checking out his old squad. I went to the annex yesterday at a practice facility. They got a locker there just honoring Danny Ainge when he was the National Player of the Year back in the day. I haven't seen Danny Ainge since '93. He's playing for the Phoenix Suns and against the Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls for the World Championship. He was one heck of a player, wasn't he?
Oh, no question about it. Shoot the lights out. Boscovich, by the way, just picked up his second foul, but he's played an important role in this first half for BYU, Boscovich.
Yeah, he really has. Good minutes, you know, just that bump off the bench every team needs. And obviously, benches generally play better at home, but Coach Kevin Young, he plays so many guys. The guys are used to playing home or road. When their number's called, they deliver.
We got Lovering at the line. He's had issues at the foul line on the season, just 40% on the year. And he banks at it. He did that in the last game for Utah where he went to bank it in and it worked. So maybe that's going to be his new strategy.
His new strategy, yeah. I talked to Kevin Young, this morning. I said, hey, you guys can't move up. You can't move down to Big 12 standards. You're a lock for the tournament. You want to try to maybe rest some of your starters? He looked at me like I had a third eye in the middle of my forehead and said, no, we're trying to win this basketball game.
Well, as you said, BYU is going to use the use it or lose it timeout, and we'll step aside.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Batman?
Lots of blue tonight. Just a few little pockets of red, not much. This rivalry game between Utah and BYU has lived up to the term rivalry.
It has lived up to the hype. This place is absolutely lit. I can't believe all this blue up here with the blue jerseys, and they're having some fun. This is going to be one of those, I tell you, it's going to go right down to the final minute of this game.
Now, Keita there to clean it up.
Keita, chewing glass, gives his team the lead here going to the locker room. Look at that little stall by.
Yeah, Utah, they did it, didn't they? Because Kevin Young beat an NBA guy. He was going to get the 2-for-1, and Utah just decided not to pick up the ball.
Yeah, because after that made basket, the clock runs. So they let about 6 seconds tick off the clock so they get the last shot, but they turned it over.
And Lohner playing with 3 fouls, driving it to the rim.
Now Kevin Young said, hey, hold it. Let's get this last shot.
from the crowd, counting it down. A three to end it, the half by Hall.
Well, one of the ugliest halves they've had all year here. Ends with a little life to give him some momentum to take to the locker room with them. What an ending.
A 7-1 run for BYU to end the half, and they lead it by 4 here at the break. 4-point lead for the Cougs. Halftime at Provo.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil VapoCool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
I work with HomeLight to get the best deals for my clients. Whether you're looking to sell for the right price or hunting for that dream home, let's make your real estate experience smooth and rewarding. Start your journey at homelight.com today.
Guys, reach peak performance through Row. With access to prescription medications uniquely designed to suit your needs. We got you. Connect with the provider at row.co/peak.
After Homoglow cleaned our place for $19, we fired our old housekeeper. Homoglow tackled everything, from our kitchen to our bathroom, all our laundry. You just pick a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house for $19.
It's Champ Week on ESPN.
problem. But this Florida team, 90 points. They made 14 threes in this game. They're a team, when they get it rolling offensively, I think they're one of the best, if not the best, offensive unit in college basketball.
Over these last 2 or 3 weeks, Kevin, Malcolm, I think the two best teams in college basketball right now are Duke and Florida. And I think Auburn's number 3, but Duke and Florida are playing at a different level, and it shows today against a very good Ole Miss team, Kevin.
This Missouri team is very good. They lost only 1 game in Columbia all season, Coach, but Kobe Bryant and Kentucky shot 11 from 20 for three-point range.
What was most impressive about this for Kentucky is the way they defended for most of the game. Most people had talked about, can Kentucky win based on their lack of half-court defense? They really showed this afternoon they can play defense and they can win a game in the NCAA tournament if it becomes a muck-up, grind-out type of game and the shots are not falling.
Well, for me, it's 20 points off of turnovers. You're absolutely right. There's no doubt Kentucky's a good offensive team. I think they answered some questions today on the defensive side. They were very good.
Meantime, St. John's Marquette was sensational. How about the point guard play in this one, led by Cam Jones?
Yeah, I mean, Cam Jones was phenomenal. You look at his numbers today, KC. I mean, he was outstanding. 32 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds. He almost had a triple-double, but it still was not enough.
R.J. Lewis, a big-time 3, and then Jones. Huck is going to find his way to the 10.
Sometimes better offense beats good defense. That's not bad defense, just a tough shot in the lane.
Tied at 84, closing seconds. No good for Lewis on the 3, but it's stolen. Ends up in the hands of Zuby, edge of 4, and he wins it for St. John's. Your outright Big East champions, a 2-point win. Iowa State off the home loss to BYU, trying to hang on to a 3 seed according to Joey Brackets, picked up a hard-fought win in the Little Apple.
Yeah, this is a big-time road win for Iowa State. I mean, look, Kansas State has had an up-and-down year, been very inconsistent, but bottom line is Iowa State needed this win, Kevin, going into the Big 12 tournament because, as you just mentioned with Joe Lunardi, and about seeding into the NCAA tournament.
And for me, it's about Iowa State's defense. You know, offensively, when they get it going, but their identity is defense. 22 points off of turnovers in this game. This is more like the Iowa State team we're accustomed to seeing.
24 from Curtis Jones in the win. Huck, Kansas was just 4-6 over the last 10, but they looked more dangerous today. Why was that?
Well, I think it starts with their defense. Look, they're similar, I think, to this Kentucky team. Offensively really has not been the issue. Defending the ball, I think that's the key thing with Kansas. When they defend, they're going to have chances to win the game because they got enough guys to score to go along with one of the better players in college basketball, and Hunter Dickinson.
Both teams have not played well as of late, but this was a big game for both teams because someone needed momentum getting into the Big 12 tournament. This is big for Kansas. You could see them in the quarterfinals play again here in a few days.
33 from Hunter Dickinson in the win. Enjoy your second half.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenie's, well-being made wonderful. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil VapoCool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
Those 26 miles in the rain?
Yeah.
FrameBridge can frame that with custom framing made easy.
First in my class.
Let FrameBridge frame that, either in-store or online.
This is Italy, Japan, 2013.
Why not frame them? They'll frame any memento, large or small. Whether it's a pic or a Picasso, FrameBridge will frame it with the highest quality materials. Millions of custom frames and counting. Get started today at framebridge.com.
Hey, should I convert my IRA to a Roth?
You're asking the wrong guy.
You should ask around online. That's what I do.
You know, financial advice should come from a vetted fiduciary financial advisor who understands your personal financial needs.
Makes sense.
Take the free advisor match quiz on smartasset.com to find one who can answer your questions and help you achieve your retirement goals.
That's one intelligent donkey.
You mean a smart?
Get started now at Smart.
For more Steph Curry and the boys do it and put his team up on top.
There's your first half numbers. Utah averages a little over 12 turnovers a game. They had 10 in the first half. BYU only 4 after the 29 at Iowa State. But the bench points, their leading scorers both off the bench. Baker with 9. Bošković with 7. Just 2 points for Richie Saunders. 3 points, I should say, in that first half for Richie.
Yeah, Saunders got to get going. Matson has to get going as well.
Asar missed the open 3. It's volleyballed around, and Asar saves it in the corner. And thought he might shoot another one. Instead, he gives the opportunity to Gabe Matson. And this time, it's a Dimon rebound.
I tell you what, these officials, I love this crew. They're consistent from one half to the next. And as a player, that's what you want. They're banging bodies out. They're not calling these easy fouls.
Saunders getting to the rim, just a second bucket of the game, limited with 2 fouls, which he picked up inside the first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, you can't hold Saunders down, man. You can't hide talent. This kid absolutely plays too hard to not be successful here in the second half. I mentioned he was 13 of 13 from the free throw line on the road out of Iowa State. He salted that game away from him. Sar turned it over.
Queta took it right away. Back in the hands of Saunders. Richie going baseline on Willeen to the rim again. Couldn't finish it that time.
Well, Saunders went in there and put his chin right into the chest of the defender and tried to get to the free throw line. But like I say, they don't call ticky-tack fouls in the rough and tough Big 12.
Dimon, enough contact there to pick up the personal foul.
Well, look at Richie Saunders. He's so quick at getting to that baseline, and he just, like I say, he puts his body right up against Willeen, but they don't call these fouls unless you get hacked across the wrist violently. They're going to let you play on.
Off the inbounds, Willeen banks it in.
Well, I love that execution of the BOB, the baseline out of bounds play. You can tell when a team is locked in and they get high percentage shots out of their baseline out of bounds plays.
Dimon just motors right in. Nothing much that Gabe Matson could do there.
What did this kid have for his pregame meal? He is ultra aggressive. They might have put some gunpowder mixed in with his mashed potatoes because everything he does is hard to the rack.
8 points for him, but Sarjop's able to respond for Utah.
Oh, the Mongolian Mauler. He's doing a nice job as well, mixing up the inside attack and the outside attack. He's bigger than Michael Jordan in Mongolia.
That's it.
They love him over there.
Saunders tried to reverse, and Queta with a cape on his back came flying out of nowhere for that flush.
Ooh, behind the women and children, Queta coming in with the ferocity. That's 4 offensive boards for that young man.
That's it. Has to dive to save it, but it's a live ball turnover. Mag stripped but fouled on the way up.
Queta chewing glass offensively. Richie Saunders hard to the rack, but I don't know if that ball is in the cylinder or not. But when you go to the basket with that kind of tenacity, the official's going to let you play on, and he finished that one. Everybody's butts jumped up out of their seats, but he slammed that home. Well, this is what I was afraid of for Utah, right? Just the energy that little run at the end of the half gave BYU, because they looking like a completely different team to start this half than the one that started the first half.
Yeah, each team had as much as a 5-point lead in the first half, but right now BYU at 7, looking to make it 8. This is their largest lead. Willeen, by the way, had to go to the bench. There he goes with 3 personals for Utah. Mag connects on both. Biggest lead for Kevin Young's squad so far tonight. The former Cougar, Erickson with the ball.
You're Kevin Young. You're in your first year here. You've won 22 games. You've already established your culture. You haven't even gotten to the Big 12 tournament yet in your first season. These kids play hard for Coach Young. Good to get Kevin Young calling out the play there and getting his team locked in defensively. I'll tell you what, I like I said, the spirit and the energy in which they practiced yesterday to prepare for this game. I pretty much thought Utah was in trouble. Another turnover.
Nell steps in front of that pass, taking it the other way and laying it in. And suddenly it's a double-digit lead for the Cougars. Asar elects not to take the three. Faces up on Keita. A dribble. Little fadeaway. Good.
Well, nice job by Asar, like you say, not settling on that three-point shot. And they got him ball, just mid-post area, right? He didn't want to attack the big fella, but shoots a mid-range jumper.
Oh, wow! Can't finish it, though. Keita. Sharjans off the heel, but Lovering's going to get called for the push.
Yeah, pushed in the back at Keita. Sharjans, maybe shot that one a little faster than they would have liked there. Probably try to work that one inside. But boy, I'll tell you what, BYU, they tried to do a high handoff for Keita. I love this one here by, was that Nail? He just quick to the basket, right? Got that Snail, snatched it, throws on the afterburners, and takes it right down. You know he wants to leave this court for the last time. That senior walk out of here victorious.
You know, that was his first bucket of the night. He missed his first 4, including 3 three-point shots. Saunders has only attempted 2 threes, missed them both, but seems intent to get to the rim here in the second half.
Yeah, I tell you what, just something in that headband. It gets this kid going. Once he gets a little taste of that ball going through the basket, he gets hungry and wants more and more of it.
Hey, you mentioned senior day and what the effects can sometimes be.
Sure.
The 4 seniors that were honored, Mag, Stewart, Traore, and Nell, combined 2 points in the first half with 4 fouls.
Wow, yeah, it can just combobulate. You got your family out there, your wife, your girlfriend, and it's just completely different approach to what you do the other 29 games. So, you know, young kids, 22, 24 years old, that's going to throw them off.
Erickson, Little gets it back. The lead out there playing with 3 fouls. Lovering, bounce pass, the lead! And he just got a technical for hanging on the rim right until he calls it.
Yeah,
and that's his 4th.
It was a little too much, right? Like he had somebody close by, but not right underneath him on the floor. It's just that little extra swing and then the push off the rim to go back the other way. Yeah, is that going to be a technical and a personal as well?
Yeah, his 4th foul.
Oh my goodness. Sure enough, that's going to be a personal foul, and as well as the technical foul. We're going to go to the line and shoot a couple free throws. That's unfortunate because he made one heck of a play.
It's going to take us to the break.
Well, I love this one by Keita right there, slamming it home, cleaning up that glass for 4th offensive rebound, and then this one right here. Little too much extra afterwards, slapping that basket. That's why you got to run up.
Here you leave today and enter
a world of galaxies.
shooters, and soon they'll be shooting free throws. Look at that one there by Asar. He goes in there looking, he's got some contact. Levering tries to dunk it, and then they smack Asar after he got the offensive rebound off of Levering's missed dunk.
Didn't look to be a whole lot there, but it got whistled on Nell. Asar had to reach for that pass, tries to get it to Levering underneath, but a lot of blue shirts everywhere, tied up. And the possession arrow favoring BYU.
This is what I love about college basketball. You don't see this at the next level. 4 dudes going down there trying to dive for that ball and get a hand or something on it to get it back for their teammates. And the passion of which these college kids play, I absolutely love it. And then there's a rivalry game, right? So you gotta give everything you can to try to get that ball back. And we're seeing it right on full display. These kids playing with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and a commitment to go out there and do it for one another.
So BYU with possession. You are right, though. They have 5 team fouls already. That's a catch and shoot 3 from the right corner for Baker.
Oh, the Baker, man. This kid is doing his darn thing in this basketball game.
He's the first Cougar to make multiple threes tonight. Little open to take the shot and knocks down a responding 3.
Yeah, come right back, and he needed that one right to keep that thing in a single-digit deficit and kind of put his index finger to his lips to quiet the crowd. Oh!
Everybody was holding their breath for a second, thinking Keita may bring the rim down, but then he had to adjust at the last moment. Still gets the bucket.
Well, Keita, he used to play in Utah, and it's his first year over in BYU, and he's doing everything he can to make sure his team win this basketball game with the offensive rebounds, the power inside.
I was interested to see who that call was going to be on. Little gave a little shove to Baker. Baker was definitely all over Little. We're going to get Baker for the foul, his 3rd. Oh, you see the crowd's reaction. Oh, do you think they were thinking it was being any other way?
No, of course not. And I like the way the official jumped right in there and defused the situation between these 2 players, because there was a little push on both players. Now here it is one more time. Little's getting held right there. Then he's like, okay, you're holding me. I'm going to push you off of me. And officials were right just to step in there and talk to both players without whistling any type of technical foul situations.
I think Little sold it well with the head snap. The next snap, there's Little driving. It rolls off the rim. No shot. That has been a common theme for Utah tonight. They're going to say foul on the floor, no bucket. I mean, there was at least 3 plays like that in the first half where Utah thought they had foul on the shot that were called fouls on the floor, and they didn't get the free throws.
Well, they get free throws out of this one because that's the 7th team foul now on BYU, so they will have an opportunity to go to the line and shoot at least 1 free throw. Then you see Coach, he's kind of shaking his head in disbelief at some of the non-shooting foul situations.
Utah tonight from the line 8 of 12, 67%, which is actually a little above what they normally shoot. They're 64% from the line, and how'd you like to shoot into that?
Oh, the rock.
He misses the front end. They actually keep a stat for the students when they may or may not make an opponent miss a free throw.
Rock was playing defense with all those little black and white signs they had, distracted the shooter. They give them a stop.
This time Little gets the foul on Baker, and Miro said, yeah, that's on me, and that'll be number 2 on the Utah guard. It's going to get Gabe Madsen off the bench.
Yeah, just the 3rd team foul for Utah, so they've been doing a little bit better job than BYU, at least at sliding their feet and staying out of the the penalty situation. And let's just be a little side out of bounds here. And this is the one that they like to run the shooter along the baseline and try to, they curl him across the top.
Zach Keller in the game for Utah.
Too much room for Baker. Hand down, man down, as they say at the next level. You got to get a hand up in that shooter's face and run him off that 3-point line.
That's a 2 from Little. Keita had the rebound. He got knocked free. That was Dawes who had the contact. Going to stay with Utah.
Keita goes up with the velocity to snatch that board, and I don't know how the officials don't say that is that Dawes or Little comes over there while he's got two hands on the ball, and they end up giving it back to Utah. So maybe I guess it all evens out, some of these fouls that Utah has gotten where they haven't gotten free throws, and they get a break there and get the ball back.
Keita replaced by Traore on the floor for BYU. Still just under 13 minutes to go. Keller, see his first action of the game. Matson, three, good.
Oh, there's Gabe Matson. That's that spot he likes. They called that one a long two. Well, that's a second triple, rather. No, that's a triple. That's a second triple, and he likes that right side.
Missed his first five. Now he's 2 of 8. Traore, high pass. Baker able to come down with it, but stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, good call. It was just kind of a wild pass to the corner. We talked about how BYU likes to find corner three-point shooters, but threw that one well over the head, and that pass carried him out of bounds.
5th BYU turnover. Meanwhile, Utah's turned it over 14 times, 4 of those here in the second half.
Got to do a better job taking care of the basketball when you're on the road. We mentioned the fact that they just don't score well on the road. A 17-point differential between how they score at home and on the road, because you can't turn the ball over.
Matson gets another.
Well, Gabe Matson, just because he comes out and goes 0 for 5, is not going to stop shooting threes. This kid shot 22 threes in a game. He made 8 of them.
Little will get another foul, and that's going to be his 3rd. So he joins Wallin and Lohner, each with 3 personal fouls for the Utes.
Yeah, in a game against Cincinnati, he coasted up 22 triples and knocked in 8 of them. That tied a BYU all-time record, 22 three-point shot attempts.
There's a rebound for Gabe Matson, up ahead for Little. Taking it to the rim, it rolls around a couple of times and goes in.
And licked every part of that rim before it decided to drop.
Boscovich quickly down the floor. And we come to the under 12 timeout. Starting to see the threes go down a little more for each team.
Well, I love this one right here. You drop off me and leave me that wide open. I'm going to stroke the triple. And then Matson, so good off the bounce, picking that ball up and stroking the long ball.
Together, we can
That was a curly kneel. And the only reason I know that's because the Globetrotters were on an episode of Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. Where's he going to go with it? Lovering, 7 to shoot. Spin, Madsen. A whistle first. Oh, that's offensive, says Ray Natili. They got a moving screen, and now Josh Eilert just got teed up. They called that on Lovering, moving screen.
Look at this little slide to the left. Does he slide to the left and pick off the defender? Or have they been letting that go all night long?
I think the latter. Josh Eilert thought the same. Said something to Ray Natili and got teed up.
Yeah, he ran the official down all the way out here to about the mid-court stripe, and yeah, that might be one of those design technical fouls. Sees the momentum changing a little bit in this basketball game. Has to show his team that he's going to stand up for them when they feel like they've been wrong, and maybe get a technical foul to fire up his own squad here. Seen that Greg Popovich at the NBA level was famous for doing that. Bobby Knight, famous for doing a tactic like that, getting a technical foul from the official to kind of fire up his squad.
So we're midway through the second half. BYU with the ball up 9. Saunders on the drive. Boscovich head down, got it tied up. Sar for a moment, but the possession kept alive by Stewart. 5 to shoot. Hall. Stewart. Little runs it out. Miro wanting to get to the hole, and he's blocked away by Trey Stewart. His defense is what has allowed Trey Stewart to play more minutes over the last few weeks.
Yeah, Kevin Young mentioned his defense, getting him on that floor, kind of a different player than Richie Saunders, and he got the ball back when they almost lost it on the offensive end, was able to get a shot up, but then he comes back this time and just swats that one, spiked it right into the hardwood.
Kevin Young said his best defenders, 1A is Mag, 1B is Stewart. Waleem 3 off the mark.
The defense by BYU in the second half has been much better. Closing out on shooters, crashing the glass.
Utah, by the way, now has missed their last 6, and they're going to get the offensive foul that time.
Yeah, on Hall. Left arm on a lot of these players. The off arm is coming into these defenders because the officials are letting the defenders get up into the ball handlers, so they're trying to clear some space by using that off arm. You can hold it out away from your body as a bent elbow. As soon as that elbow starts to break and moves towards the defender, that's when the officials are going to say, okay, that's too much. We're going to blow the whistle.
And they're going to take a look. He kind of got it up near the neck.
Oh, did he?
Which I believe is why we are seeing Ray Natili go back to take a look here.
Yeah, any blow kind of over the shoulders into the neck or the head, they're going to whistle you for it. But it looks to me like Little gets hit in the chest and his head snaps back. He's kind of got that little, let me sell it to the official by snapping my head, my neck backwards. I think that's going to be a common foul they're going to play on.
And now Ray Natili is going to ask the third official, Darren White, to come over and look at this.
Well, I don't mind the official replay, especially in a situation like this, and especially when they can come over and they can make a quick decision.
Common foul on, what number was that? Common foul on 30 BYU. We're not upgrading that to a flagrant foul.
And they concur with your initial thought as well there. Scott?
Well, I'm not always right. Less than 50% of the time, as a matter of fact. But that was a pretty easy one. Little's done that a couple times tonight's part of his demeanor, the way he plays the game of basketball. He tries to sell that foul to the official. I don't think he was trying to sell a flagrant foul, but yeah, of course. But the officials that come over, they did it. They did that in less than 30 seconds, and we get to play on. Because this game has been too good when they come over and have to stop it for 3, 4, sometimes 5 minutes at a time.
It's been about a 3-minute scoring drought for Utah. Just a little less than that for BYU. They haven't had a field goal in over 2.5 minutes. Lovering a miss.
I love watching those two bigs battle down on that block.
Saunders got it.
With every bucket by BYU, this place absolutely explodes. Oh, they're waving that off?
They are indeed.
Richie Saunders can't believe it.
They must have got him for that left elbow. A little push there. Yeah, you see that there.
I do see it now. Well, I tell you what, this has been a good crew. I did not see that initially, but these three officials in the black and white jerseys have done an excellent job of officiating this basketball game.
And that's Saunders' 4th foul. He has 9 points tonight, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 2 three-point shooting.
Yeah, which is a real off night for him. He's been over the 20-point plateau so often during a 7-game stretch, almost 6 times in 7 games.
Cada skying for the rebound.
Okay, but Cada leaves no doubt when he goes up for a board that whose it belongs to.
Trevin
Trevin Nail just knocked in a big bucket from the left side. Give that young man 5 points now, and that was a big bucket.
Haven't really had a field goal in a while, but it is a 7-0 run. Thanks to free throws. Asar. Another Cada rebound. He has 6. Oh, got a step. Asar drops.
Utah needs a timeout. They take that timeout. What a nice hesitation dribble by Hall going to the basket. And on senior night, Trevor Nail on that left side. You want him on that three-point line. You need him on that three-point line. And Nail knocks it down.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Dayquil VapoCool?
It's Dayquil, plus a brush of Vicks Vapors.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. Connect with a medical provider at ro.co/sparks.
HomeGlow just cleaned my entire house for $19. Seriously, $19. They showed up right on time and did my dishes, my laundry, they even cleaned my windows. You just pick a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house for $19. I love using HomeGlow, and I think you will too.
I can feel the winds of change. Use every man jack so you still smell good. Crash into some hornets and fall down a mountain, but you still smell good.
Everyman Jack aluminum-free deodorant with many naturally derived ingredients so you can
Die for 7 seconds, but you still smell good.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Pack from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, advanced X compression system. Evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area.
Well, tomorrow's Championship Sunday for the ladies, and the women's game day crew will be at Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina at noon Eastern. They get you ready for all 6 title games tomorrow, including 3 of them on ESPN. It begins with the Ally ACC Championship at 1 Eastern, Duke, NC State, followed by the SEC, Texas, South Carolina. We finish up with the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship between the top 2 seeds, Baylor and TCU. 17,978, third straight sellout at the Marriott Center. A 9-0 run here for BYU. They've opened up a 14-point lead, their largest of the game.
Yeah, this place, it could be as many that they're making as much noise as they have over at the football stadium, as loud as they've been all night here.
Jops lost the dribble and lost it out of bounds. That's going to take us to the under 8 timeout. 63-49 BYU.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Is the best conference in the country. Every single conference game in the Big 12 feels like an NCAA tournament game.
Unbelievable venues, Hall of Fame coaches, and there's a physicality that this league plays with.
The conference that has been consistently the deepest and best conference in college basketball over the last couple of years.
You see, toe fungus is not just an embarrassing cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even small spots can spread and get worse. Drugstore remedies and prescriptions just don't get to the root cause of your fungus. That's why this simple 2-minute hack has gone viral. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. It works by deeply penetrating and disrupting the cellular structure of the fungus. Thousands are literally wiping their fungus clean and showing off their toes again. And now you can try it totally risk-free. Go to crystalflush.com.
What if your body didn't have to hurt after being active? Introducing Stogo, the only apparel with adjustable medical-grade support designed to help you overcome injuries, minimize pain, and regain the confidence to get back out there. Stogo's supportive apparel is engineered with 90 feet of high-strength cables that reinforce the body and control dials that allow you to adjust the support. Stogo is trusted by professionals, world-class.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. It has been the physicality that has stood out in this rivalry matchup between Utah and BYU. Did we expect anything less?
No, I love that. These guys out here, they're letting big, strong young men play the game like big, strong young men. They're knocking each other to the ground. They're throwing arms and elbows at each other. They're jawing at each other. But this is what a rivalry is supposed to look like and feel like.
So, Scott, look at the rebounds. Utah is out-rebounding BYU 39-29. That's the most rebounds a BYU opponent has had all season.
Yeah, but the points in the paint, right? Like a plus 18 for the Cougars. The bench is out plus 18, outscoring Utah's bench 31 to 13. So they're just beating them up inside and getting a great bump off their bench.
And BYU's only won one time this year when they've been out-rebounded. They're 1-6 when the opponent out-rebounds them. But they have a 14-point lead, which is their largest of the game, with 7:05 to play.
Yeah, they're starting to get to the line. They're starting to get to the paint. They're knocking in more triples than they did in the first half. And, you know, they start to get into that 80-point plateau. They're almost impossible to beat. 17-0 when they score 80 points or more. And they've done a lot of this without, you know, Richie Saunders. He's had some moments, but for the most part, it's been Richie Saunders' supporting cast that's been getting it done and built this 15-point lead.
It's been Dawson Baker off the bench with 15, hitting 3 threes. Asar does have a double-double. 12 points, 11 boards, second double-double of the year, 8th of his career. Rivalry, an offensive foul.
The turnovers are starting to mount up as Utah is getting frustrated. They back, you know, call a timeout, turn the ball over. Come out of a timeout, and then this one here by Rivalry trying to bang it down low. Just too much left shoulder. You got to know the defender is set right there. Got to work to the outside frame of his body, to his shoulders. You can't go right between the two numbers on the front of his shirt.
Now Sar's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, and that's the double bonus. Utah, who did such a good job early, not fouling when BYU was in the penalty situation. They only had like 14 fouls, and now all of a sudden, now that's their 11th team foul here in this second half.
BYU is in the double bonus. 2 shots here for Moet Mag. Now an 11-0 run for BYU over the last just shy of 5 minutes.
Well, I was watching one of the YouTube videos that they do on BYU, a thing called The Cut. And one of the things that Coach Young said was, play harder than the guy that's in front of you. And I'd have to say, although Utah has played a physical, hard game, it's been BYU that has played harder here in this second half.
Utes have not scored in over 5 minutes. And Lovering, who had missed his first 6 from the field, it's a little redemption with a flush there, but Dimon just dribbles all the way down the floor and says, take that.
That's impressive. After a made basket, you get a layup the opposite direction. Get the ball out of the net, inbound it quickly, and then he goes coast to coast. This kid, he's playing some really good basketball. There's one by Little.
Little has hit the 3 ball. He is 3 for 3 beyond the arc. And for the moment, quiets this big crowd. So the Cougars are still up by 14, and Keita clean swat away there by Gabe Madsen.
This is after a main basket. The inbound pass goes to Dimon. He just goes coast to coast. Nobody in a red shirt stops the ball. That's the Cardinals' sin. And then I love that one right there. Good passing out of the post. You mentioned Lovering, one of the top 3 big men in the country with 2.7 assists, finds his shooter out there on the perimeter.
BYU uses the timeout here with 5:49 to play. And the Cougars locked into the 4 in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. With a loss, Utah would be the 11. A win, they'd be the 9. And what do you think about your first BYU-Utah matchup here in this rivalry?
Oh, I'm loving the energy of these fans. I mean, they have had this place rocking and rolling all night long, and it was a big lift to their squad that came out. You know, just get a little discombobulated. We talked about the senior night, maybe even a little extra general emotions. Their shot was flat, shooting under 25% most of that first half. They calmed themselves down, and then they get on a roll. I really like what Coach Young and the BYU Cougars are doing if they go in here into Kansas City. If I'm Houston right now, I'm going to be watching this tape, trying to figure out how the heck we're going to slow down this Cougars attack.
And they've won 7 in a row coming in, and they're 5:49 away right now, up 14 to try to make it 8 straight wins. And to be fair, at this point, BYU has not played a great game tonight.
No, they
still
haven't.
up 14.
they've outworked Utah, and maybe they're better, and maybe outclassed them a little bit too. Always tough on the road. He talked about this third sellout crowd here in a row. They've really brought the energy, and it's given the Cougars a big lift, and they've fed off of that. But this train is rolling down the track full steam, and I think the brakes are out because Coach Young has got them revved up, and whoever has got to face them is going to run into a buzzsaw if they can't slow down the inside attack and the three-point shooting ability and try to make them play in that yard area between the paint and the three-point line and make them shoot tough twos. You don't have a chance of stopping this Cougar team.
Utah won the first meeting by 1 in overtime back on January 18th.
Listen, it's a 14-point game, maybe 15 if Keita makes this free throw. There's still time for Utah to come back and make a little run, but they got to get it going right here, right now.
Each possession becomes more crucial here for the running Utes. Three, Madsen off the front rim, offensive rebound. Keller is fouled.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed Madsen to knock a three ball down. He couldn't get it down, but crashing the offensive glass. Keller does a nice job working himself to the front of the rim. Problem is, Keller is a 37% free throw shooter, so he's going to have to go to the line, but he's shooting he'll get 2 shots, but he's got to try to make some free throws right here, right now.
So Lovering picked up his 4th foul. That brought Keller back into the game.
Imagine going to the free throw line. You're shooting into that backdrop, and you've only made 6 free throws all season long. You need a lot of confidence.
He hits the second.
I'm not supposed to root when you're an announcer, but boy, I feel good for that kid right there. A sub 40% shooter had to take it on the rock, and he knocked one down.
Behind the back, Dimon, kick, mag, 3.
Now they're just showing off. Behind the back, kick out the triples. Wow.
Madsen. Run out of here by Igor Dimon. 3 from Dimon. Keita. And 1. And the Cougars building a lot of breathing room here now late.
Well, that's what I was talking about. You let this team play out on that three-point line, they are going to burn you. If you don't stop them inside, look, now we're right there, right there. Just a little behind the back, little tricky dribble and in the deal. And then Keita, he does such a good job working himself to the front of the rim, gobbling up rebounds, and he competes the old-fashioned three-point play. So 6 quick points. BYU's got this thing well under control.
So Keita, who, as you mentioned earlier, played his freshman and sophomore seasons at Utah, was not a starter, really. He started 13 times in his 66 career games, and all 13 of those starts came last year for the Utes. And here in year 1, he's been a mainstay in the lineup night in, night out.
Yeah, he does a great job, right? Like, he's not really a scorer. He doesn't score a whole lot of points a game. He gobbles up rebounds, and tonight he's just, all those offensive rebounds he's getting, he's putting them back in for buckets. So he's looking to be a little bit more offensive-minded against his former squad.
Little can't miss from beyond the arc. 4 of 4 for Miro Little.
Well, that's what they needed, right? You got a large double-digit deficit. You got to start hitting some triples. This game clock is starting to work against you, and you can see Coach Young's telling his team, hey, work it around a little bit. Let's use a little bit of that game clock.
Dimon got Keller off his feet, shoveled one up, but too strong.
Yeah, it was a little bit wild there. You know, the mustard's off the hot dog, as Chick Hearn used to say there, swinging that wild left-hand hook underneath the armpit of his defender.
Erickson, the former Cougar. Wallin. And now it's Utah trying to make a late run here with under 4 minutes to go. It's down to 13.
Hey, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? You see that triple go down, all of a sudden you get that stop, you get another field goal, they get a stop right here. You try to put a little pressure on the Cougars, see if they'll crack.
6-0 run for Utah. They were down 19.
But remember, Iowa State had a 21-point, they had a 21-point lead on Iowa State, but Richard Saunders, oh my goodness, here's the headband.
His first made three of the night. He's only attempted three.
Big-time players make big-time plays.
Asar. Well, Asar 0 for 2 3-point shooting. He's 1 for 14 on the year. They've been giving him that shot, and that's going to be basket interference goaltending. Just 3:11 to go. The lead is 16 for the Cougars.
Yeah, look at the shooting difference for BYU. 37% in the first half, just lighten it up here in the second half. 63% here in the second half from the field.
Provo tonight. As long as you're wearing blue right now, it's a party.
They're making so much noise and stomping their feet. They're making my chair, my booty vibrate. I feel like I'm getting caught up in this party that's going on here. I'm loving it.
Cosmo's doing flips.
Well, it's the battle for the mountain bragging rights, and BYU, they have brought their A game here in this second half, and the fight for the flannel is going to go for Cougars' way. 3 minutes left to play. I don't think Utah's got enough time left to make a run to cut into that big deficit.
Erickson off the right side. Dimon, his 7th rebound to go along with 10 points. Saunders, who's 6 points shy of 1,000. We'll stop it with 2:32 to go. If indeed BYU hangs on, it'll be their 8th straight win heading into the Big 12 championship in Kansas City. They are locked into the 4 seed. Who wants to face BYU right now? I don't think anybody does.
No, and there's, you know, we'll get into that a little bit later, but
got a little chuckle out of that.
Yeah, well, Kaba, I tell you what, this kid's had a heck of a basketball game, and you know his problems from the foul line amaze me because I watch this kid in practice. They call him Corner Kaba because he shoots 3-point shots out of the corner and knocks them down with a regularity. He's only taken 4 on the season, 3-point shots that is. He's missed them all, but the kid's got a good stroke. He just can't go to the free throw line. It's a mental block for him right now at that free throw line.
Asar lost the handle. Keller was in the right spot. Willeen, 3. In and out. Cada going after the rebound. Scott had a hand on it but couldn't corral it, and it stays with Utah with 2:01 left. Well, the West Coast Conference Men's Championship lies ahead. Today, 4-point win for the Waves on ESPN Plus. LMU and Washington State right now. Then you have the quarters tomorrow on ESPN2. The semifinals, ESPN2 on Monday night. St. Mary's and Gonzaga, the top 2 seeds.
Yeah, I started to say about the Big 12 championship. In Houston, obviously the top dog. They've won 9 in a row. Looks like they're going to make it 10 in a row tonight. The guys in the red shirts trying to choose some offensive glass.
Asar got it blocked, tied up by Keller and Nell. Possession arrow, Utah.
But just to finish my thought real quickly on Houston, they win. I mean, they're in a dogfight tonight with Baylor, 65-61. They win a lot of close games ugly when they score under 70 points. Will their defense be good enough to stop this offensive train that is rolling, that is BYU? That's what I worry about. I love Kelvin Sampson, but I can't see anybody right now beating the Cougars the way they're playing.
Houston just finished off a win in Waco by 4 over Baylor, 65-61. And Little has a career high. That is 17 for Little, who's 5 for 5 3-point shooting. Well, I mentioned the first meeting between these teams back on January 18th, won by Utah by 1 in overtime. Since then, BYU's gone 11-2. Lenardi didn't even have them. They had them out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Now they're a 7 seed. Shoot over 50% from the field, 40% 3-point shooting. And they're looking at their 8th straight win going into the tournament in Kansas City.
Yeah, and I love those, of those 11 wins, 3 by ranked opponent. Tough win at Arizona, tough win at Iowa State. So showing you, and they smashed Kansas by over 30 points here in the Marriott Center. So they're beating good quality basketball teams at home and on the road. And that's kind of why I like it. It's not always the best team. It's sometimes the team that peaks and is playing their best at the right moment. And that's exactly what BYU is doing.
Since that game has gone final at Waco, this is the last game in the Big 12 regular season.
And what a season it has been for the Big 12. All 16 teams in top 100.
Oh, my goodness.
Little, did he just knock down another triple?
He is 6 of 6 from behind the arc. They get it to 12. Nell, that was a quick shot, and Mag goes over the back.
Yeah, I know it's a 12-point game. They're going to win this one, but that's not the shot you want by Nell. I realize it. Hey, this is my senior year. This is my last time to knock in a triple here at the Marriott Center. I'm going to let one fly. I don't think Coach Young's going to have a problem with that one, but then the foul afterwards, allowing Utah to score, a chance to score with no time coming off of that game clock, when game clock is your friend if you're BYU. But yeah, listen, it's all going to be academic at the end of the day. but you still want to play and finish the right way. If you're Coach Young, you know he wants his team to always concentrate for the full 40 minutes of the game. But I get it. Senior night. You got his mom and dad, and his brothers and sisters, and aunts and uncles. He wanted to try to knock in one more triple.
So it's 10. How quickly do you foul here to try to lengthen the game if you are Utah? Well, Lean's playing with 4, and that's going to be his 5th.
And they did that exactly right? You try to steal the ball in the backcourt. This way, if you get the ball and it's a live turnover, you can try to score real quickly. Maybe one trap in the front court with over a minute to play. And if you can't get it, then you got to foul. Stop that clock.
So Lean fouls out of a game for the second time. So Aline fouls out with 10 points, 6 rebounds. Hit a couple of threes as well. Josh Eilert, the interim head coach, just a couple of days ago, Utah announcing that former Ute Alex Jensen will be the 17th head coach in school history at the end of this season. Great player for Rick Majerus at Utah back in the mid to late 90s. Of course, he's been an assistant in the NBA for a number of years, including at Utah, last couple of years under Jason Kidd in Dallas.
Yeah, I wonder, with all the success that Kevin Young's had coming from the pro to the college level, if Utah's not trying to use that same playbook, like, hey, let's go get us a pro guy and bring him to the college game and see if we can't duplicate the same success.
Well, Little finally missed a 3 after making his first 6, and that's out of bounds. But staying with Utah, it's just under a minute to go. There's Alex Jensen, who was the 2000 Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. And for Rick Majerus, that was his time as an assistant for the Jazz. Well, the seniors coming off the floor for the last time here at the Marriott Center for the Cougars.
A special moment for those kids, and go out in style with a big victory, and not only the victory.
Whoa!
Oh, Erickson, right? He had some buddies on that play.
Hunter Erickson, airborne, back to 10. They got a foul here. They got foul on Keller, stopping it with 37.5 seconds left.
Go back to this one more time. I'm running my mouth, and here comes Erickson on that right side, and mean mugging after the dunk, too. He got up high and jammed that baby home with the hard right hand.
And he had to reach back for that one. The former BYU Cougar spent a couple of seasons here, his freshman and sophomore year. What do you think of Dimmon's game tonight?
I loved it. This kid has grown up here in Big 12 play. I think the game was really physical and moving too fast for him early. Back in December and January, he has figured out the pace of play. He's got his confidence level is about as high as I've ever seen for a young freshman coming over here, and he did a nice job. He attacked when he saw that the seniors were, kind of not on their game, and was aggressive early on. And then here in the second half, he's been getting all of his teammates involved.
Obviously very high on the draft boards for the NBA scouts. Little from very deep range. And flushed there by Dawes. Gets it back to 10 with 21 seconds left.
I wouldn't be surprised if they turned it over one more time. You never know.
Erickson. Moskovich fouled with 12 seconds left. So BYU's going to win 8 straight to end the Big 12 regular season. They'll go to 23-8, finish 14-6 in their second season in the Big 12. 4th, locked into that 4 seed in Kansas City. And the Utes are going to finish 8-12 in their first season in the Big 12. And be the 11 seed in Kansas City, and 16-15. To finish the regular season.
Yeah, this was fun, partner. I enjoyed working this one with you. This BYU-Utah rivalry is all it is cracked to be and more. I had a chance to go up to Sundance, and I know they are partying up there at the Owl Bar there at the Sundance Mountain Resort, and they're going to be partying all over Provo with this big victory over their rivals.
And the last thing Dallin Hall wanted to do was foul and stop the clock with 6 seconds left.
There's not many people that have left this arena. They want to send their team off with one big round of applause that will hopefully give them that energy that they'll need in Kansas City. And I would imagine as many people that are in here tonight excited about their team, they're going to be well represented in the Big 12 tournament. Crowd wanted him to miss 2 free throws so they could get free chicken.
The 2024-2025 Big 12 regular season is over.